So I have this paper that I think it was 2 years ago. Well, it was a little while ago, right? I took one of those tests where you because I was trying to get a training to do welding, right? And it's like the whole course of doing this stupid shit. It took like it took a whole year to do it, or like 8 months, right? And these are the scores that I got. What is it? Can it be seen? I don't know if it can be seen in this. I'm gonna change the. I really got to remember how to. Thing is way too big. That's what she said. Okay, so I did this test, right? It was pretty good scores. I mean, it wasn't like the best scores you could possibly get, but it's like I wanted to do welding, and it took all this time, and there's all these people working at these places that are supposed to be like looking through your case and managing whether or not you can do the thing that you're trying to do and all this shit. And they're supposed to have communication with the company. But the reality is that all they are is people who look at information and then they put your information somewhere. Because it's like you take all these stupid tests, you do good or you do bad, but it's not about whether you can do the work you're trying to do. It's about whether or not your life applies to whatever you're trying to do. Right? So through the test scores and knowledge and shit, right, I could do welding. But for the person that I am, for the issues I have and things like that, I can't do welding. And rather than having someone talk with you and figure out your situation, they just have people give you tests and shit to just see if you could comprehend things. And it's like all this shit is just a waste of time. Because if it turns out that you can't do whatever it is you're trying to do, these people don't like give you resources to figure out more shit you can do. because I wanted to do welding, but I need a job that can give me money. Not a fucking job where you send off a portfolio and you wait 20 years for the market to be right to accept you. I got heart failure and all this shit. I don't have time to wait. And then when you really look at stuff that people work, there's tons of fucking jobs that you could do. And it's just some of this shit. It's like, why do you all force people to have to work in society? Why can't there be some fucking option where you just farm at home and shit? And you research shit or some dumb shit like that. Because all these companies, all this fucking shit, it's not like they're out there saving the world or some shit. It's just fucking bullshit, man. All of this bullshit that y'all have set up in this society. It's like, just for what? Why? Why do we all have to be forced to find a part of society to get into? Why is there no choice? And then a question that therapists have is like, oh, do you feel like people are against you? In reality, all of y'all are against somebody. Oh, at least my son's not gay. You're against somebody. Almost every single aspect of society, y'all are against someone. It's fucking retarded. So therapy and shit is just designed to catch and filter out certain people because you're against those people. And then you ask people like, oh, do you feel like anyone's against you? Some people might just be like, oh, well, what do you mean? Get baited into being like, oh yeah, I feel like people are against me. It's just fucking retarded. Because even with therapy, there's better fucking questions you could ask. Like, do you feel like you can do anything in our society that we have set up here? You know, that would be a much better fucking question. That leads somewhere. Not, oh, do you feel like, do you ever feel like people are against you? Whether someone says yes or no, that leads nowhere. If you say yes, they're not going to help you with any shit. If you say no, they're just not going to believe you and then ask you the question again. So y'all are clearly against somebody. Like, it's just fucking retarded. All this bullshit that y'all set up in this society. oh, you have to have good manners and you have to do this and you have to do that. Meanwhile, your CEOs and shit just sexually harassing people. Like, nah, we don't need good manners. You don't need proper etiquette, apparently. It's fucking retarded. And then you got the stupid people who are like, oh, toxic masculinity. And then you got the dumb fucks that are like, oh, women's rights are never, it's just never ever thought of. Then what the fuck's the women's rights movement? How the fuck are any of y'all allowed to speak? When it comes to things like, what is it, catcalling, that's not something people made up. Before fucking society, you know how you got a woman? You would see her struggling or doing stuff on her own well. And then you would go up and you'd be like, oh, can you help me out? Or you'd be like, oh, look, I can help you out. So what the fuck is catcalling? Other than the current iteration of doing that. Just fucking stupid. Y'all are the dumbest fucking generation of people. Literally.